Hello and welcome to our X-Node training call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to be here with you. My name is Travis Flaherty. I am the IX Global Debt Ambassador, and today I have the pleasure to be able to fill in for our CEO, Joe Martinez. He's working really hard behind the scenes right now on a number of projects, and so he asked me just to fill in today. So I'm excited to be here and I'm looking forward to today's call. I've got some really fun announcements today and some very big announcements. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be getting into those in here in just a few minutes. I would love to know from you, who's excited about where we are as a company right now? Who's excited about what we have to bring to the table? You know, one of the things that I love about this company is that we are really part of history in the making. And let me explain what I mean by that for just a moment. So, you know, cryptocurrency over the last 10 years, last 12 years has had an amazing adoption rate. They have transformed, you know, all aspects of the way that the financial institutions and business operate. Blockchain technology has changed the world. And it's been fun to watch. But with that being said, we know that there are still some challenges that are out there. And I talk a lot about hype versus substance, or speculation versus tangibility. And while right now we have about 4% of the world that currently has a cryptocurrency wallet, by the way, that's projected to grow to 10% over the course of the next 12 to 18 months. The question that we all have to ask ourselves is this: what's going to be the catalyst that moves us from that 4% to 10%? You know, I've always believed in a success formula that I've subscribed to is figure out where people are going and get there faster. You know, it served me well in business, but let me give you an even better one. You can make a lot of money if you can figure out those trends and position yourself in front of those trends, but you can build true wealth if you can provide real world solutions to some of the biggest problems that industry faces. And right now in the cryptocurrency space, we're seeing it right before our eyes with a number of different projects that have unfolded. They lack tangibility. They lack that true substance. They lack that backing. And therefore, you end up with meme coins and pump and dumps and rug pulls and exchanges sometimes that are even falling and going out of business. And so, you know, what I love the most about what we are doing here is we are bringing something real world value to the table in this space. We are bringing we're raising the bar in the cryptocurrency space. You know, I believe that the last bull run was driven by a lot of these meme coins. You had coins with foxes and dogs and all of these different coins that are out there, and many of them have no utility and no purpose. No utility, no purpose. I'll try and slow down a little bit. I start to get excited. I know the translators are on today, so I'll try and slow down a little bit. The next bull run, mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be driven by substance, not hype. It's going to be driven by tangibility, not speculation. And so when I look at DebtBox and IX Global and what we are doing here, we're raising the bar. We're raising the bar in this space by bringing these different projects to the table that are backed by commodities that are in high demand. Guys, think about it. In 1972, the dollar actually had value. Why? Because it was backed by gold. And then what happened? It was removed from the gold standard. And since that time, it's lost what? 86% of its value. You know, I've always known that the moment somebody tokenized a commodity, fortunes would be created. And here we are, the first company in the entire world to be introducing these different projects that are backed by these commodities. And by the way, you know, we've had an opportunity to be able to go and see the oil wells in Nebraska, you know, some of the largest mining rigs in the country. We've had an opportunity, as many of you have seen, to be able to go to Africa and to be able to visit these different projects and to see firsthand how we're not only creating these opportunities with these different projects, but we're also making a difference there from a humanitarian standpoint. You know, within the next 6 months, we will employ over 10 or help employ over 10,000 people in Ghana with our different projects. And so it's an exciting thing to be a part of history in the making. I love cryptocurrency. I love this space. And I'm very proud to be a part of this. And so for me, when it comes to value, utility, and purpose, guys, at the end of the day, we have exactly what people are looking for. We have exactly what people are looking for here. Right now, in a down economy, in a recession, what are people looking for? They're looking for stored value. They're looking for cash flow, and they're looking for upside potential. And we offer all three. So I'm going to start there and just kind of open up today. Welcome to our X Node training call. Let's get into some of the information that's been prepared. So first of all, I want to get into just a little disclaimer here and make sure that everybody understands what we are and what we aren't. Number one, what we do at IX Global is we offer education, we offer software, and we offer hardware. We encourage everyone to do their own research, use the information that's out there and gather as much information as you can so that you can make a well-informed decision. You should know that getting involved in any financial market involves risk of loss, and we don't promise or guarantee any income. That's illegal. You see these or hear these different projects. I get called on them at least once or twice a week. Hey, 3% a week, 4% a week, 5% a week. And what you should know is that that's actually illegal. You can't offer a guarantee. We don't offer guarantees. What we do is we provide software and hardware that allows you to be able to mine projects that are offered by the debt box, that are backed by commodities that are in high demand. The only thing that we can guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, is that you'll have more rewards tomorrow than you do today. That's it. That's it. So if you find yourself getting into the ROI conversation, you are putting yourself and the company at jeopardy. And I'm going to ask everyone to really make a commitment right now to each other, to the company, to our futures, that we protect the house, because we're not here. The beautiful thing is that we don't need to overhype. We don't need to overpromise. We don't need to set false expectations. What we have is good enough. Never borrow any money to get involved in any business or market. That's just a recommendation. And never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. So with that, a couple of announcements here, housekeeping items. So we have an event coming up on January 14th. It's a kickoff event. Leaders are born at events. If you are someone right now that is sitting on the sideline and you're asking yourself, should I go to Salt Lake? Things are a little bit tight right now, feeling the pinch, inflation, all of these different things. I wanted to share a little story with you. So when I first got involved in the direct sales industry, it's almost 20 years ago now, I dabbled. I was dabbling. I was hoping to get lucky. I thought that if I got positioned at the right time, at the right place, or in the right, structure, whatever it was, I could get lucky. And I was an amateur. I was an amateur at best. And what happened for me was I dabbled in the business for probably about a couple of years. I was considered part-time, spare time in some cases. And, I had a mentor that's asked me if I was going to go to the upcoming launch event. It was in Florida. And I thought to myself, man, I don't have the money to go and travel and to go to that event. And I've already received I hear all the same information at the different meetings that we go to. Why would I go to the event? But, he challenged me to be there. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go. And we made a sacrifice at that time, because at that point in time in my life, Summer and I both couldn't afford to fly. We had younger children. And so she said, you need to be there. And so I remember going to this event, and I got up in the morning, and some of you may not know this about me, but I have a little bit of social anxiety. I'm an introvert extrovert. When I know you, it's a different story, but going to these events, I have to work myself up. And so I remember coming down by myself, all these people there, and I went into the room and I sat in the back of the room. And I would just remember kind of taking it all in. The music was going, and there was lights and a lot of energy in the room. And within a couple of hours, and I started to hear people speaking at the event, and something happened. It was a transfer of belief where all of a sudden I started to get the vision, the big vision. I started to catch the dream, and I started to, we always say that we're in this business of contagious enthusiasm, and it's a transfer of belief. I started to capture the belief from the people that were on stage, and I started seeing that this is real, and that people were winning, and they were having success, and that lives were changing, and that, there was no difference between them and me other than the commitment level. And so I made a major decision at lunchtime. I came out and I called Summer and I said, look, we've been playing too small. It's time to think bigger and dream bigger faster. And I made a decision at that point to go all in. And all in doesn't necessarily mean that you're going full-time from part-time as far as hours go. It's a heart decision. It's a decision that the business transfers from your head to your heart. And ultimately, from that point forward, I can trace everything back to that moment in time where things really started to change for us. And it's one thing when you're in the business, guys, but it's another thing when the business gets inside of you. And I can promise you that when you go to this event in January, you're going to have a similar experience. You're going to be able to be among individuals that are earning nearly $1 million. In fact, now they are earning $1 million per month. You're going to meet individuals that are earning millions of dollars a year inside of this opportunity. You're going to be able to rub shoulders with them, talk to them. To me, when we were in Africa, some of the most valuable part of being able to go there was the meetings after the meetings, where people were just down in the lobby talking, or we were on a bus ride somewhere and we had an opportunity to be able to just get to know other people that were around us and hear their stories. And so when you go to these events, that's what happens. It's not a bunch of hype. It truly is about being able to build that belief system, because once people buy your belief before they buy the opportunity. They buy your belief, they buy your excitement, they buy your enthusiasm. And so I'd encourage you to be there. The owners of DebtBox are going to be there. This is an opportunity for you to be able to go and listen to them firsthand and talk about these different projects. This is an opportunity for you to be able to learn the new projects that are going to be announced. And this is an opportunity for you to be able to participate in the specials. There's only going to be opportunities for the people that are at that event. There are going to be some specials that are introduced. So by being there, you'll be among the first to be able to participate in some of our newest projects. You're going to hear some announcements and you're going to see some things, guys, that will absolutely blow your mind. When we were in Africa, we had a particular meeting where we had to come in and they made us put our phones away so that nobody was recording. And they shared some information with us, and we've all sworn that we're not allowed to share it. Otherwise, we'd give up a month of commissions. And so I can promise you, no one's going to be sharing that information. It will be shared on January 14th. And what I will tell you is it will absolutely blow your mind. And you are going to get the full understanding of what is about to happen in this company in 2023. And so being there gives you that opportunity to be able to participate in that. I do know that Joe is working on a special raffle right now for those that register before the 14th, or I think it's the 14th of December, before December 14th. Anybody that registers on or before December 14th will have an opportunity to be able to participate in that raffle as well. And so, guys, if you haven't registered yet, go get registered. I'm also going to make a suggestion for those of you that are leaders to go and get an extra ticket for a guest that you might want to bring, because I promise you there's going to be an opportunity to be able to expose a lot of people to what we're doing here in Salt Lake City. So it's going to be a great event opportunity. It's at a beautiful hotel. It's a brand new hotel, state-of-the-art hotel in Salt Lake City. Opportunity to be able to witness firsthand what's happening. If you've never been to Salt Lake, it's absolutely beautiful. We're going to have a leadership mastermind, blockchain and NFT, IX opportunity seminar. Again, opportunity event to be able to introduce others to what we're doing. Team building. There's going to be a gala dinner with IX Corporate and the Debt Council, and some special top secret announcements, as well as a product launch. But Salt Lake's beautiful. We're about 30 minutes or so just outside of Park City. So if you've never been there before, turn it into a weekend. You can go up and do some snow tubing, snowboarding, skiing, and just enjoy, the mountains there in Salt Lake, because it's absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't registered, get registered, because we are in need of knowing who is going to be coming so that we can secure the final rooms and make sure that we have enough room for everyone. I want to talk to everybody for a moment just about prices. Make sure that you understand where we are at price points right now. BGLD and NATG are sold out. However, we do have rentals. I think the BGLD rentals are not available right now, but they are circulating. So they come and they go, and you'll see those in your back office. I believe that all of the other rentals are available right now. NATG is available. I love the NATG project, just so you guys know. I think of that as more of a longer term hold project with tremendous upside potential. That license is still paying out approximately 16,000 tokens per day. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, by the way, but from an accumulation standpoint, I believe that NATG is a phenomenal opportunity. There's bear markets and there's bull markets, right? So we're definitely in a bear market right now. You're seeing that in the stock markets. You're seeing it in the cryptocurrency markets across the board. The world is really in a recession. And I want you to understand this. It's the decisions that you make in a bear market and the tokens that you accumulate during that same time that can lead you to building true wealth in the next bull run. You know, it always fascinates me that when Bitcoin is at 69,000 and all of these meme coins are shooting through the roof, many of them based on hype or celebrities that are being paid to pump them up, people come running into this space. But when things are down, nobody wants to get involved. And it's just a fascinating thing that for me, you know, I remember back in 2018 when Bitcoin dropped down to $3,000 from 19, and Ethereum lost 94% of its value. And we were out there saying the exact same message, accumulation. And I had people reaching out to me saying I was irresponsible because I had a following sharing, telling people to go out and buy crypto. A lot of people thought that the bubble had busted, it was over. Same exact fear and uncertainty and doubt that you see in the media now. And then what happened? Bitcoin, a few years later, not even a few years later, started rising and eventually ended up at $69,000, Ethereum over $3,000. At one point, Ethereum was about 40, 50, 60 bucks. So we are in a moment in time right now that, you know, if you guys, and by the way, accumulation, let's talk about that. What's the best way to accumulate? Well, you can go and you can buy tokens on an exchange, or you can participate in the minting process. There'll never be a better opportunity or more a better opportunity to accumulate tokens at their cheapest price point than if you are the person that is participating in the minting process. And that is what mining is about. So I like to be first. I don't want to be last. I like to be able to bring those tokens to market. And I look for opportunities that are tangible, that have something that's backing it. And that's exactly why I'm participating in this program. So with NATG, guys, what you should know about that is while some people say, well, gosh, you know, how come it hasn't gone up as quickly as black gold? You know, what you need to understand is first of all, dips are actually a healthy thing for an ecosystem. Go back and look at Bitcoin on a year-to-year basis, and you'll see highs and you will see tremendous lows. And every time there's a tremendous low, some people freak out, they panic, they fear sell. And what happens? Somebody buys up that loss and it's going to be their gain. And so dips are actually a healthy thing for an ecosystem. But what you have to understand about NATG is that it takes a lot longer to extract. We have to go down as much as 17,000 to 20,000 feet into the ground. And then once we tap into it, we have to build a casing around that well, which takes some time. And in some cases, we have to even build pipelines. So just know that it takes a little longer, but we have more natural gas by volume and dollar amount and reserve than any other project that's out there. So for me, NATG is that long-term play, and I love the accumulation phase. And guys, the rentals, think about this. You know, NATG, before it sold out, it was $6,000 a license on the wholesale side. Okay, 72,000 retail, $6,000 wholesale. So if you were to buy 10 NATG licenses, that's $60,000 that you would spend, and you're accumulating approximately 16,000 tokens per day per license. So if you had 10, Brandon Self says he loves the rentals. I agree, brother. So if you have 10 of those licenses, you're accumulating approximately 160,000 tokens per day. Now you guys can do the math and multiply that out times 30, multiply that out times 12 months, and you get an idea of the tens of millions, hundreds of millions of tokens that you can accumulate. Well, what if, and again, we're talking potential here, but what happens if it moves from 0.000, you know, wherever it is, 339 or whatever it is, to a penny? Just that movement alone, and you're holding that many tokens, guys, is significant. What if it goes to 5 cents? What if it goes to 15 cents? Could it happen? Absolutely. Can I guarantee? No, we don't have a crystal ball, but I believe in the project. I know the volume that we have, and I know how many more of these mines are going to be coming online over the next couple of years. And so for me, that's my long-term play. And you could go spend $60,000 to buy 10 licenses, but guys, you could rent 10 licenses for $2,500 and accumulate for a 60-day period as if you own those 10 licenses. So during that 60-day period, you're accumulating a large amount of those tokens. I still have 10 NATG licenses running on rentals right now. Not only am I a collector, but I'm always running rentals because I want to build up, because I'm accumulating right now. That's what it's all about. I don't care about price today. I care about how many tokens I accumulate. That's what matters to me. Grow is our Cinderella story. And I actually think this somebody confirmed this to me, but I believe Grow is actually priced at $2,000 per license right now. I think this is a misprint. This is the most undervalued license that we offer right now. This license should be $3,500 or $4,000 per license at this point, based on its performance, based on what it's accomplished. You know, our good friend Ricardo Hamilton always says, you know, Grow's the Cinderella story. Nobody wanted to take Cinderella to the ball until all of a sudden they saw what Grow is doing over the last 90 days. It's exploded and it's done phenomenal things. And now, having been to Africa and experiencing firsthand, you know, these different farms, Ozzy's saying, no, that's the right price. I thought just Aluminum and Explorer went up, Ozzy. I didn't think Grow went up, but maybe it did. I could be wrong on that. We'll get this is probably right. I'm probably wrong, but we'll make sure that we get the right pricing out to you guys. Ozzy's saying this is right. So, but the farms in Africa that back this project, and witnessing firsthand the amount of good that they're doing in these different communities and these villages with this project, made me want to be even own more of these licenses. And so I love Grow. I'm a big owner in Grow, and I'm still purchasing more Grow before the price points go up, which they're going to be going up soon. I'm going to announce that in just a moment. DLG, digitally linked gold, still priced at $1,500, backed by the physical counterpart in gold. We have Aluminum and Explorer, which have just been doing phenomenal things as well since they've launched, both at $2,500. The aluminum sites, we had a chance to be able to see the different operations and, you know, how significant and how enormous this operation really is. And so participating in that, just go look up the demand for aluminum in the last 10 years and over the next 10 years, and you guys will see firsthand. And then finally, Explorer. Gosh, where do I even begin with Explorer? Explorer is our scan technology, guys. It's what makes everything operate and makes everything possible. And what I can tell you is the things that are happening under this particular project right now that I am not able to talk about would absolutely and will absolutely blow your mind. And if you don't have a piece of this, you definitely want to get your hands on it, whether it's rentals or ownership. I'm just telling you, guys, you do not want to miss out on an opportunity to have these licenses. So that's what we have right now. We've got some new projects that'll be coming to the table in January. We do have a price increase coming on December 15th. So all across the board here, you're going to see Grow, Aluminum, and Explorer are all going to be going up on December 15th. So you will see that new price increase and look for it. I know that Aluminum and Explorer are going to be going to $2,500, and I'm not sure on the Grow license just yet. So we'll get back to you on what that is going to. But if it's at $2,500 now, you'll probably see it go to $2,750. So that is where we are at on the licenses. So let's talk a little bit about, I want to talk a little bit about the debt project for just a moment. So as you guys know, we recently put out the opportunity to be able to pre-order a debt license. Now, first of all, I want you to understand just how significant that this is. The debt license is the utility license. It's our utility token that supports all of our different projects that are out there. It's very rare. There's only 15,000 left. They're going to be introducing or releasing 5,000 per year over the course of the next 3 years. And 1,000 of those licenses is coming over here on the wholesale side. So 1,000 licenses, it's first come, first serve. But I want to just give you some information about the debt licenses that you may not know. So did you know that every new project needs to have millions in the debt token to pair on PancakeSwap and to operate? Needs to have millions in debt tokens. So this means every time that a brand new project launches, the debt token continues to get more limited since it gets placed in liquidity pools permanently. So it's a simple economics, supply and demand, right? When you have, you know, a constantly reducing supply, and if we are working on nearly a dozen projects, and every one of those projects is going to be paired to the debt token, and many of those projects are going to be coming out in 2023, that in itself creates just this limited amount of tokens And ultimately, if you think about the housing market, at least here in the United States recently, what happened with the housing market? We had a low inventory and you had a huge demand. So what happened to the price of those homes? They went through the roof. So same concept here. So that's number one. Number two, you should know that it is an internal goal, not a guarantee, a goal, and it is a primary focal point of the debt box to get to Binance in 2023. Now, I can't tell you if it'll be the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I can't even guarantee, but what I can tell you is everything that they are doing internally is focused on that goal. Personally, I believe that we will hit it. You should also know that the average token price, the average token that hits Binance goes up anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000%. Again, this is an average. If you look at all of the different coins that have hit Binance, the average increase in value is anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000%. Now, some of you might say, well, what about the other projects? You know, what if I don't have a debt license? Well, first of all, a rising tide raises all ships, because all of these different projects are paired to the debt license. So as that debt license goes up, it raises up the value of all of the other projects. But you having a piece of one of these debt licenses gives you an opportunity to potentially participate in that. Did you also know that by owning a debt license, you will be airdropped pre-sales on all of the new projects? You'll be airdropped these different discounts and these different opportunities all year long by being an owner of a debt license. You also should know that in 2023, Debtbox will extend the airdrop license for an extended period of time. So this means that you'll lock in pre-launch prices even a month or two later, even after the retail price has doubled. So you'll have an opportunity to be able to do that. So if you received 5 airdrops at opening price of $1,500 and 60 days later, you have the desire to buy more and the retail price is $3,000, you can still participate in those airdrops. And so that is one of the unique advantages of the debt license. Also, the 30,000 licenses, so there's 15,000 licenses, 30,000 licenses will ever be available. I said 50, so correction, 30,000 licenses will ever be available. So 15,000 went out in year 1, 5,000 a year for the next 3 years. So there's only 30,000 of these licenses, guys. That's how unique these are. And debt token has a 0 tax to withdraw. That's another one. Did you know that the debt token has a 0 tax to withdraw, 0 tax to transfer, and is used in every swap in the app function? So 0 tax. And also, it has 50 million tokens in circulation, which is the lowest amount of circulation tokens in our entire ecosystem. So again, we're talking about supply and demand. And the last thing that you should know is that it was released at 0.01 a year ago. Where's it at today? $12, somewhere around there, $11.50. It was launched at 0.01. So guys, there's just a few things that you should know about the debt license. So now, you guys ready for the big announcement? You guys ready for it? Here it is. So between now and Friday, we are going to allow you to buy one for $13,000 instead of $15,000. $13,000 special for the next 48 hours. And here's the catch. So number one, those debt licenses for the next 48 hours will not, there are no points added for the upcoming Dominican Republic trip for this particular promotion. The points on the debt licenses will start next week. Why? Because we had to offset the discount in pricing on those licenses. So that's one thing that you should know. The money has to be in-house by Friday. This is not something that can carry over to Saturday or Monday. In the back office, within the next 15 minutes or within the next 1 or 2 hours, they're working on it right now. I can't tell you how fast it'll be up. It could be up. I haven't even checked yet. The SKU will be in your back office for $13,000. On Saturday, that SKU will change. So do not go to the bank at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon and send a wire and expect to be able to secure that pricing if it's not received until Monday. You have to lock that down. We need either the wire or the crypto to be in-house, which means latest you can send a wire is on Friday morning. We need that money in-house by Friday because all the SKUs are going to change and all the points will change as well in the back system, in the back office on Saturday. So you have an opportunity right now, today and tomorrow, to be able to get the most rare license that we offer here at the in the side of this community for $13,000. I want to go to one of my friends here for just a moment. Let's see if he's still on. Eric Garrison, I want to bring onto the line here for just a moment. So Eric is a good friend of mine. He's a business partner. He's also a significant licensee holder here at IX Global. Eric, are you with us today? Are you able to unmute? You should be able to unmute. Let's see if we can get you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you? This has been an amazing call.
Well, listen, I love to put people on the spot. I called Eric about 16 minutes before this call started and said, hey, can you join me on this call? He says, yeah, I'll pull over. So I appreciate you, Eric, first of all. Eric recently achieved the rank of executive influencer with us. He's doing a great job. He's got an amazing team that's exploding. But Eric, do you mind, how many licenses do you currently own right now, just to start with?
I have about 350 licenses that I own right now, and that's myself.
Okay, so 350 licenses. So what is it about these licenses that has led you to diversify from some of the other projects that you were working on, or diversify your funds here? What is it about the licenses that you love so much?
The value is really the biggest part for me with this. When I first got into this, I started kind of small. I bought, kind of like yourself, I started small with purchasing several of the licenses and just wanted to see how it all worked and how it all kind of came together. And when I started researching each one of the projects, I just got more and more excited in seeing what the projects were about and the value that each one of these projects is creating. And one of the things, in life, in getting involved in opportunities, I've always kind of looked for things that were like a market disruption, something that was going to change the industry. And, I've been in the crypto industry for roughly 5 years now. And this, in my opinion, is a market disruption. This is going to change so many lives on so many levels, because the projects that we're doing are creating so much value and so much opportunity that I can see that it can be a very number one and top opportunity. And that's really why I like these projects. And I've been getting in multiple projects because every one of them is in high demand. It's a very needed project, and it's a very needed commodity.
Yeah, I love that. And one of the things that, we talk a lot about the potential in the future, but I don't think people truly can grasp the value of a true residual income even today, based on what we are able to establish, even with the licenses now. A residual income, guys, is priceless. Why? Because once you have more residual income than you have bills going out, you have freedom. And Eric, I mean, even though we are excited about the future and the what's coming, I would dare say that you're pretty excited about what you've been able to accomplish and even build up to this point with your licenses. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Just being able to see where I started at and where it is now, and where it's going to go, in my opinion, this is the right place. And it comes back to exactly what you were talking about there, is diversification. That's something I've always been big about. I've always tried to teach and help others in figuring out ways to diversify and create multiple streams of income. And this fits in that wheelhouse of what I believe strongly in, and has such a big future.
Awesome. Two more questions for you, and then we're going to wrap up the call today. So the first question I have is, it's a tough one for you. Do you have any favorites? I know you're a big owner in a lot of different projects. What are you liking right now? What's got you excited?
I love the aluminum. And the reason why I like the aluminum so much is because when you do research on aluminum, it's in everything. And when we talk about everything from the car industry to aeronautics to space to everything, aluminum is in it. And I really love the aluminum project. And it's my favorite. It's probably my favorite one that I'm involved in. And I can't believe still that the nodes are as cheap as they are right now. So I'm just been gobbling them up as I go along. And I think it's just got an amazing opportunity on the aluminum. That's my favorite one.
Love it. So talk to me about your thoughts on the debt license.
Oh, I'm on the list. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to get as many as I can possibly get and stack them in there because, I was telling some family the other day, it's like the holy grail of the products in the company that you want to have because, it's the very top of what the company is about is the debt nodes and everything is pegged and pinned to that. And it kind of all works together, it gels together. And so I'm very, very excited about it and being able to get them and to be able to have ownership in them and have this opportunity.
Beautiful. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you, all you're doing. Congratulations on your success. Thank you so much for pulling over and making the time to jump on the call today with us.
You're sure welcome. Thank you, Travis, for having me.
Yep, you bet. Absolutely. So, hey, listen, one last thought that I want to share with everybody here as we wrap up the call today. And this is a business call, right? I mean, you guys, most of you that are on this call today are here because of not only the debt box and the licenses, but the opportunity to be able to go out and promote. And I want to share this thought with you and this message with you. I shared this, and some of you may have seen it in a story the other day, but some of you may be chalking this year up, kind of winding it down. You may be kind of taking your foot off of the gas and saying to yourself, man, I didn't accomplish my fitness goals that I had for myself this year, but next year, I'm going to make it happen. You might be saying to yourself, I didn't accomplish my financial goals that I had for myself, but man, 2023, that's going to be my year, right? That's going to be my best year ever. My question to you is this, and I want you to think about this for a moment. What were you saying to yourself at the end of 2021? What were you saying to yourself at the end of 2020? And what's going to make 2023 any different? You guys have an opportunity right now to be able to go out and completely change your lives. Not in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm talking about over the period of the next few months. But it's going to require you to commit, make a decision and commit and take action. Over the next 33, 32 days that we have this year, you have a choice. You can let your foot off of the brake. You can kind of sit back a little bit, wait till next year to get started, or you can finish strong. And I can tell you one thing, champions always finish strong. They finish strong, they go to the end, and how you finish one thing is how you start the next. How you finish one thing is how you start the next. In the next 33 days, whatever you do here inside of IX Global, however many people that you share this with, is going to ultimately set the stage and build the momentum for you to be able to go make 2023 your best year ever. My advice to those of you that are wanting to go and change your life is to make a decision and go all in. It's one thing to be in the business, but it's another thing when the business gets inside of you. Do whatever you need to do, plug in, get on the calls, make a commitment, start taking daily action, and watch what happens to your business over the next 30, 60, and 90 days. And so my challenge to each and every one of you as we wrap up today is to finish strong. Take advantage of this moment in time that we have right now with this opportunity to be able to go out and really share this with the world. It's brand new. We just launched this, 5 months ago, X Nodes here at IX Global. And, we're on target to potentially, we were just talking about hitting 150 million in sales, guys, not 6 weeks ago. Now we're on target to potentially hit 200 million in sales. I don't know, Joe, I hope I'm allowed to say that, but we are. And I will tell you that there's a reason why we've sold 1.6 million licenses around the world. It's because people see value here and we have the ability to be able to make a difference. And old ways won't open new doors. Old ways won't open new doors. It's a new world economy that we live in. And if we fail to adapt and we fail to innovate, we're going to continue to see people struggling and suffering. You have the solution. Let's go share it with the world. Thanks, guys, for tuning in today. I appreciate you being here.